Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ielts Insider. My name is James, and today we are going to be talking about idioms, and especially some idioms that we can use in our everyday life. So, we're going to run the intro, and then we'll go on with today's lesson. So, we are going to be talking about idioms. So, we will look first of all at what are idioms. Then we'll be doing I'll bring out these different idioms in some groups. So, it'll be groups of four, and we'll be doing some quizzes with these words and phrases. We'll look at definitions and example usage, and we'll do some practice. Also, at the end of today's lesson, I have some homework for you as well. And I've also put a quiz on the IELTS Insider website for you to have a look at. And you can do the quiz and let me know in the comments section of this video how you did on that quiz. If you've got any questions today, you can post them in the video chat. Also, please remember to click the like button and subscribe to the IELTS Insider YouTube channel. And if you haven't checked out our social media, please check the description in this video. It has all the links to our Instagram and Twitter and our WhatsApp group. So, before we go on with today's lesson, I can see we have quite a lot of comments coming in. So, let's look at some of these comments before we get started. Layla's here, and Layla's saying, "Hello, James. How have you been? Long time no see." Yes, it's been a while since the last live stream, Layla. I've been very busy over the past few weeks. Robin and I, both of us have been very busy, but doing okay. Thank you very much for asking, Layla. And how have you been? You can let us know in the comments how you've been doing. Sleepwalker is here saying hello, everyone. And James, hi. Hi to you, Sleepwalker. I hope you are doing well. Sleepwalker saying hello to Layla as well. Also, Sleepwalker has got a very interesting post here. Idioms sometimes sound funny. Yes. And we're going to be talking about that today, Sleepwalker, where the collection of words that make up an idiom really give you no clue to what it really means. So they can be quite strange and they sound a little bit unusual at times. So yes, I agree with this. They can sound a little bit funny. Layla's saying hi to Sleepwalker. Great, great. Also, a good question here from Sleepwalker. When you speak with American native speakers, do you sometimes hear any new idioms? Or idioms are usually the same in British and American English? Now, I think what happens usually is the idiom is created in one place and it will slowly spread to another place. I know there's a lot of idioms that were started from American sports. Things like we're not in the same ballpark. It comes from the sport of baseball. So that originated in the USA, but it's used all around the world when people speak English. And what it means not be in the same ballpark is that things are so far away from each other that they have no similarities. So I think to answer your question, Sleepwalker, yes, there probably has been some times that I have heard idioms being used that I was unaware of. However, I can't really think of any specific examples off the top of my head. Because as I say, most idioms, wherever they originate from, they will slowly spread out and people will start to use them throughout the world. However, there will be idioms that may only be used in certain countries. Really good question there, Sleepwalker. Layla is saying, I'm interested in learning more idioms, especially those common idioms which native speakers use most. The ones that we're going to look at today, Layla, are very commonly used. So these are some of the ones that I think could be of use to you. And lots of other niceties going on. Okay, you just had your lunch. It's about 2 p.m. I hope the weather is cooling down a little bit there, Layla. And a lot, same time zone. Okay. And thank you, Layla. I can see you and hear you. Excellent. Always good to know that. And Layla, another Layla is here as well, saying hello, everyone. Hi, Layla. I hope you're doing well. And Okello is here, saying hello, all. Hello to you. And Aditya is also here, saying it's my first video attending your class. Feeling good. Hello, James. Well, welcome to the class, Aditya. I hope you enjoy what we're going to be doing today. Oh, thank you very much, Sleepwalker. Yeah, thank you. It's not often that I wear pink, but yeah, I don't know why I thought to wear this today, but thank you for the compliment. And Layla's saying I'm doing really well, trying to read more English books. Excellent. Always a great thing to do there. Bad connection today. Okay, well, we'll see how things go. And Progressive Farmers of India. Hello, sir. Love from India. Much love out to the people of India as well there. Great. And Carlos here is saying, hi, teacher, you got this. Excellent. And the weather's getting better. That's great to hear. Layla and Sleepwalker, thank you for answering. Using idioms sometimes can be like speaking in passwords. I agree. They can sometimes be very, very difficult. The best way, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but when you learn a new idiom, the best thing to do is to try and use it and apply it to your situation, to your life. So we've caught up with all of the comments. So let's go on with today's lesson. So we're just going to start with an introduction here. So idioms are an important part of English. But what are they? So let's do a quick definition. Idioms are a group of words in a fixed order. So the order of these words never change. And it has a particular meaning that is different from the meanings of each word on its own. So sometimes it can be very difficult to piece together the actual meaning from the words. So we really have to learn the phrase as a whole rather than trying to work it out from what the words say. So an example here is rain, cats, and dogs. So this is a commonly used idiom. And obviously, it doesn't mean that cats and dogs are falling from the sky. What it does mean is if we say it's raining cats and dogs, means that it is raining very heavily. So you'll hear this being used a lot when, especially in the UK, where it rains a lot and it rains heavily. Yeah. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs today. This is an example of an idiom. So it doesn't really make any sense. Cats and dogs, rain, coming down, but it's trying to portray the message of the rain being very, very heavy. So there's a kind of example, a group of words with a very particular meaning, different from the meaning of the individual words. So when we have a verb within an idiom, that verb will act in its usual way. We will change the verb depending on the grammar tense you're using for that sentence. The word order won't change, only the verb will change in that sentence. So it always rains cats and dogs in spring. So there we're using a present simple sentence. So we're using the present simple form of the verb within the idiom. It rained cats and dogs last night. Here we're changing the verb to the past tense because we're talking about last night. Look outside, it's raining cats and dogs. It's happening now. We're using the continuous tense here. And it has been raining cats and dogs for days now. We're using the present perfect continuous tense. So that's something we should be aware of when we are using idioms. If they are containing a verb, that verb can change. The other parts of the idiom will not change. So I'm hearing some of you maybe asking, well, why is this any different from phrasal verbs? And phrasal verbs are something that we have studied before on the Ielts Insider channel. I've done maybe 3 or 4 lessons on phrasal verbs. Now, there's one major difference. So phrasal verbs always will contain verb plus a preposition or an adverb. So they're always following the same kind of structure. Maybe so things like break up. We've got a verb and a preposition, break up. The idioms do not follow that set grammatical structure. Idioms could have one verb, a noun, articles. It can be made up of a variety of different words, which turns it more into a phrase rather than a shorter phrasal verb. So that's the kind of main difference between them. Idioms do not follow that set grammatical structure that phrasal verbs do. So we're going to be looking at some commonly used idioms today. We'll have some quizzes and example sentences. Please feel free to ask any questions you want, or if you want to practice using these idioms, write some sentences into the chat, and I will correct them if they need correcting. Hopefully, we won't need much correction with these. So let's get started with our first group of idioms. So I'm going to show you a group of 4 different idioms. Can you match them to their definitions? So I am going to show you the idioms. They are out of the blue, in the red, day and night, and run in the family. So these are the idioms. Now, what do they mean? So I've got 4 definitions here. Qualities that are similar in family members, to owe money or to not have money, something that happened unexpectedly, and continually doing something without stopping. So, what do you think are the correct definitions for each one? So you can write your answers in the chat. You could write number 1, and then if you think it is day and night, you would write number 1, day and night, or number 1, out of the blue. So I'll give you a few minutes to start writing your answers for each of these. Which idioms match which definition? While you're doing this, let's look at some more comments that are coming in here. We've got Super Saiyan saying hi, and hi to you, Super Saiyans. Sleepwalker, heavy rain. That's raining cats and dogs. Hello, my sons. Well, hello to you too. Yesterday, I heard this idiom, spice something up for the first time. Very good. So, spice something up's a great idiom to show that things are changing or you're making things more exciting. You're spicing it up. So, yeah, that's a good example, Layla. Spice something up. Lavanya is here saying hello. Hello, Lavanya. I hope you are well today. Layla is saying he is a real cool cat. There we go. There's a lovely example. A cool cat, meaning he is a cool person. He maybe acts in a certain way. He's a real cool cat. Lovely, Layla. Okay, we've got some answers coming in. Layla is saying number 1 is run in the family. Good. Sleepwalker is saying 1 is run in the family, 2 is in the red, 3 out of the blue, 4 day and night. Layla is saying number 1 is run in the family, run in the family. Video clarity has reduced. So Aditya, I think that's probably more to do with your internet connection. The quality I have at the moment is still very good. Layla is saying number 2 is in the red. Lavanya, number 1 is running the family. Layla, number 3 is out of the blue. Number 4, Layla is saying day and night. 2 in the red from Layla. 3 is number 3 would be in the red. No, not for this one. Lavanya, number 4, doing something without stopping, day and night. Layla, 3 out of the blue and 4 day and night. Yes, Lavanya's, I think, changed number 3. Yeah. Okay, so we've got our definitions here. I think we all did very well there. So qualities that are similar in family members means something runs in the family. It runs in the family. We're going to look at some example usage in a minute. To owe money or to not have money, you could be in the red. Something that happened unexpectedly, it would come out of the blue. And continually doing something without stopping, we can use the phrase day and night. So what we're going to do next is another little bit of a quiz. So again, I'm going to show you some idioms with missing answers. You have to choose the best answer, write them in the video chat. I think I'll put myself down here. So again, all of the answers are going to be using out of the blue, in the red, day and night, and run in the family. So our sentences are, a lot of companies are something as a result of the COVID pandemic. We have number 2, I have been working something for the past week. Number 3, all of my brothers are great at playing football. It must something. And my boss offered me a promotion yesterday. It came right something. So we have 4 sentences. We have 4 idioms that can fit into these sentences. Can you find which one it is? So I'll give you a little bit of time to do this. We've got satisfying life. Hey, what is your accent? I come from Scotland in the UK, so my accent you could describe as Scottish. Um, was there any other comments coming in? No. Okay, so we've got a lot of answers coming in just now. For number one, Sleepwalker is saying in the red. Layla is saying in the red. Layla is also saying in the red. Okay, good, everyone. So a lot of companies are in the red as a result of the COVID pandemic. These companies are owing a lot of money. They've lost money during the pandemic, so they are in the red. Excellent. Number two, what answers did we have? I have been working something for the past week. Sleepwalker said day and night. Layla said day and night. Lavanya said day and night. Layla, day and night. I think, did we have any others? And Shri also said day and night. Very, very good. So I have been working day and night for the past week. So we're working continually without stopping, doing a lot of work. Very good. Number three, all of my brothers are great at playing football. It must, let me see, who's got number three? Layla is saying it must run in the family. Layla is also saying run in the family. Shri is saying it must out of the blue. Lavanya is saying it must out of the blue. Oh, Shri has corrected herself here, saying it must run in the family. And Aditya is saying run in the family. Yeah. So all of my brothers are great at playing football. So everybody is good at the same thing. So we're all in the same family. It must run in the family. So this might be true of the case. Maybe your father is good at maths and you're good at maths. You could say, oh, maths runs in the family. Or maybe your father's good at cooking and you're good at cooking. It runs in the family. Your sister is great at science. You're great at science. It runs in the family. Okay, our last one. My boss offered me a promotion yesterday. It came right now. What did we have here? Oh, Sleepwalker. It came right running the family. Oh, Sleepwalker's changed. It came right out of the blue. Layla out of the blue. Layla out of the blue. Aditya right out of the blue. And Shri is saying out of the blue. Carlos Cease out of the blue. And yeah, Aditya again out of the blue. Yeah. So I wasn't expecting this job offer. It came along unexpectedly. It came out of the blue. So anything that we could describe as unexpected, we didn't think something would happen, it can come out of the blue. So let's say, for example, you've been dating someone and one day they take you somewhere and say, will you marry me? Oh, I wasn't expecting it. That came out of the blue. So some good examples there of how we can use these idioms in sentences and in the correct context. So the best way to remember these idioms is to try and use them. So I thought what we could try and do is write some sentences in the chat using some of these idioms. I will make some corrections to your sentences if needed. If I don't need to, I will not correct any of them. So we're trying to make some sentences in a similar way to the ones that I have already shown, but you can try to make sentences maybe about your life. So Let's see what sentences you can come up with. Layla is saying, most of my sisters are great at sewing. So you've used it's here. We don't need it's, just it must run in the family. So most of my sisters are great at sewing. It must run in the family. Very good sentence. We just need to change this little bit. And I've noticed, Layla, here you have self-corrected. Very nice. You have corrected sister to sisters. Very nice. Okay. My daughter is sick. Now, what I would say here, my daughter is very sick. Then I would put a comment here. So I must take care of her day and night. So you've used the idiom correctly here, Shri. Very nice. We've just got a few grammar points that we could improve on. My daughter is very sick, so I must take care of her day and night. Very nice. Aditya is saying, I turned my car in that corner street and got run in the red. So here, Aditya, this is not the meaning of in the red. So if we go back and look at what in the red means. So in the red means to owe money or to not have money. So maybe you've got no money in the bank. You've spent more than the money you have in the bank. So in this case here, this doesn't work. Okay, so yeah, I think you're talking about a red light here. So this is not the meaning of in the red here. Okay, so be careful with these idioms. Shri is saying thank you. You're very welcome, Shri. What else do we have? Sleepwalker. I received a letter from a friend out of the blue. Very nice. So you were not expecting this letter to arrive. It came out of the blue. Excellent. No corrections needed here. My salary is out of the blue in my government. So I would change is to came. So my salary, and I would change the word order here, Lavanya. My salary from the government came out of the blue. So I wasn't expecting this salary. So my salary from the government came out of the blue. You're welcome, Aditya. To end that report, I have to work day and night. Very good. I would just change the word end here, Layla, to finish. So usually when we're talking about the end of a report, we would use finish. So to finish that report, I have to work day and night. I spent day and night as a child there. Okay, so we were there all of the time. Very good. He has been working day and night for years. Still, he is in the red. Oh, this is excellent, Layla. So this is excellent because we've got two of our idioms in the one sentence, both of them used correctly, and both of them with good grammar as well. So this is lovely. He has been working day and night for years. Still, he is in the red. So still, he owes money. Lovely. In the red Pakistan flood a month ago. So I'm not sure what we mean here. So maybe the Pakistan flood caused people to go into the red, maybe? I think. So remember, this would have to be the cause of them. So a lot of people in Pakistan are in the red as a result of the flood. That might work. A lot of people in Pakistan are in the red as a result of the flood. Maybe that would work. You have to work day and night to earn money. It will not come out of the blue. Excellent, Layla. Another one with two of these, both of them correctly used. I got a phone call from my friend out of the blue. Lovely, Layla. Perfect sentence. And Okello is saying, my uncle popped out of the blue. I would use popped up. So popped up and kind of popped up similar to out of the blue, but I would use up in here as well, Okello. My uncle popped up out of the blue. Nice. Okay, great examples there. We are now going to go on to our next group. So these idioms are 4 new ones. We've got like a kid in a candy store, under the weather, break a leg, and drive me up the wall. So very strange. I think Sleepwalker said this at the beginning tonight. Some of them are very unusual. So, like a kid in a candy store, it sounds really strange, but it's got a real specific meaning. So, here are our definitions: to wish someone good luck, something that annoys you very much, feeling ill, unwell, or very tired, and to be very excited about something. So, those are our definitions. Those are our idioms. Can you match them up? So, while you are doing this, I'll just go through some other comments. Okelu, okay, thank you. You're very welcome. This month, my husband is working day and night. Excellent, Lavanya. We're changing the grammar, and you've used it very well. Rising prices might cause most people to be in the red. Excellent, Layla. So this is a very, very big worry these days. Energy prices, food prices, they are all going up. People cannot afford to pay all of their bills. They could be in the red. Excellent. So, let's see some of your answers for this part. What have we got? Layla is saying to wish someone good luck is to break a leg. And she's also saying something that annoys you very much is drive you up the wall or drive me up the wall. Good. Sleepwalker is saying to wish someone good luck is break a leg. Something that annoys you very much is to drive you up the wall. Feeling ill is under the weather. And to be very excited is like a kid in a candy store. Layla is saying the good luck is break a leg. And Layla is saying to feeling ill is under the weather. Robin is saying, please like the video. Please like the video, everyone. Yes. Layla is saying, number 2, something that annoys you is to drive you up the wall. Good. Like a kid in a candy store, Layla for number 4. Good. Number 3 is under the weather. And Sleepwalker is saying hello to Robin. Lovely. Like a kid in a candy store for number 4. Layla, excellent. And Layla's saying hi to Robin. Okay, I already liked the live stream. Good. For everybody else watching, please remember to hit that like button. Okay, so I think nobody got anything incorrect there. They are all correct. So number 1, to wish someone good luck, is using break a leg, which sounds very strange, doesn't it? Break a leg would suggest bad luck. This is why idioms can be very difficult sometimes. Something that annoys you very much is to drive you or drive me up the wall. Feeling ill is to be under the weather. And to be very excited about something is like a kid in a candy store. Okay, Lavanya, yes, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4. 3, 2, 1, 3. Yes, there we go. Excellent. Um, Kemal is here. Hi, Kemal. I hope you are doing well. I want to learn English with you. Excellent. Very, very good. Speak the devil. So this is a idiom. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Excellent use of this idiom. So speak of the devil. Okay, so let's look at some of our example sentences again. Please remember, write the number and then which idiom for each one. Shaima is here saying hi, James. Hi, Shaima. So here are our idioms again, like a kid in a candy store, under the weather, break a leg, drive me up the wall. So here are our 4 sentences. When I arrived in the city, I was like something. There was so much to see and do. There's a bit of a clue in this one. I'm feeling a bit something. I think I have a cold coming on. Number 3, I hope you do really well on your test tomorrow. Something. And number 4, all of these ads on Google really something. So we have 4 idioms, 4 blank spaces. Can you match them up? So I'll give you a few 30 seconds or so to try and get your answers coming in, and then we'll go through each of the sentences one by one. Okay. So for number 1, Sleepwalker is saying kid in a candy store. Not the. Kid in a candy store. Layla is also saying kid in a candy store. Lavanya is saying kid in a candy store. Layla, kid in a. So a kid in a candy store. So we just need to change the to a. Yeah, I think we've all got this one. So when I arrived in the city, I was like a kid in a candy store. There was so much to see and do. So I was very excited. This one's quite easy to understand. Can you imagine a young child going into a sweet shop, a candy store, and they're looking at everything. They're really excited about getting some sweets. So yeah, this one I think we can see where that meaning is coming from, to be very excited about something. So for number 2, Sleepwalker is saying under the weather. Layla, under the weather. Layla, under the weather. Lavanya, under the weather. Shaima is also saying under the weather. Yeah. Excuse me. And Aditya is also saying kid in a candy store, under the weather for number 2. Very good. Yeah. So we're feeling a bit under the weather. We're maybe a little bit sick. You're not really sick. It could be you're tired as well. But yeah, we're not feeling 100% ourselves. So yeah. Number 3, I hope you do really well on your test tomorrow. What answers did we have coming in? Sleepwalker said break a leg. Layla, break a leg. Layla, break a leg. And I think Aditya also said break a leg. Yeah, we've all got that one as well. So as I said before, this is a little bit strange because breaking a leg would suggest a bit of bad luck. But I think this comes from an old acting thing where people used to act on stage, and that's where they started saying this. But yeah, break a leg means good luck. Good luck tomorrow, break a leg. And then number 4, all of these ads on Google really, and Sleepwalker saying, drive me up the wall. Layla saying, drive me up the wall. Layla, drive me up the wall. Aditya is saying, drove me up the wall. Okay, interesting. You have changed the grammar there. Carlos Cease and Shaima are a little bit behind, I think, with their connections, but they both got number 3 correct with break a leg. Yeah, for this one, we don't need to change the grammar, Aditya. We can just keep it as it is. Shaima is saying, drive me up the wall, and Carlos Cease, drive me up the wall for number 4 as well. Very good. Layla is saying, break a leg is very common. I think it was old idioms that I heard while studying English. Yeah, it comes from a long, long time ago. I'm hundreds of years ago, Layla. So it is one of those idioms that have been around for a very, very long time. So yeah, you've heard this one before. So yeah. But then our last one there, yep, all of these ads on Google really drive me up the wall. They really annoy me. They bother me. So we are going to try and do the same thing again. As I said, the best way to remember these idioms is to use them. So we've got like a kid in a candy store, under the weather, break a leg, drive me up the wall. Let's try and write some sentences in the chat. Remember, we may have to change some of the grammar if there's a verb there. So if we're using break a leg or drive me up the wall, well, maybe not break a leg actually, but drive me up the wall is one we may have to change the grammar depending on the time that we are talking about. So I'll give you some time to make your sentences. You can write those sentences in the chat. If I need to, I will make some corrections. But I think from the first group of sentences, I don't think I'm going to make a lot of corrections. Your first group of sentences were great. So, Layla, so we have to change. No, we have to change the verb tense when we use phrasal verbs and when we use idioms. So, but the difference is not all idioms have verbs. So, for example, under the weather, there's no verb here. So that we can't change a verb. But something like drive me up the wall, it does have a verb. So we would change the verb in this idiom. So that's the kind of the difference. So just like phrasal verbs, if there is a verb in the idiom, we can change the grammar tense. So I think I gave some examples earlier of this, Layla. So I'll just show you again. I used raining cats and dogs. So yeah, simple present tense, it always rains cats and dogs. It rained cats and dogs last night. Look outside, it's raining cats and dogs. So if there is a verb in the idiom, we can change that with the verb tense. But excellent question, Layla. That was really good question. So let's go back again and look at some sentences. My son is like a kid in a candy store whenever I take him to the mall. Perfect sentence, Lavanya. So maybe his eyes light up. Yay, really excited. Lovely. After going into the car showroom, I was like a kid in a candy store. Excellent, Aditya. Again, you're really excited to see all of these cars, like a kid in a candy store. Lovely. Ielts drove me up the wall while I studied it 3 years ago. Okay, so I would just change this studied past tense and watch out for your spelling a little bit, Zalik, years. But good use of drove me up the wall. This is a good example where Layla was asking about changing the grammar tense. This was 3 years ago, so drove me up the wall. Excellent use of the idiom there, Zalik. You're welcome, Layla. Lavanya, I'm feeling under the weather during the monsoon season. So this, I would change I'm feeling to I feel, because the monsoon season is a kind of regular thing. It happens every year. So when we're talking about regular activities, we want to use the present simple. So here, Lavanya, a better sentence would be I feel under the weather during the monsoon season. Okay, that was the same one, wasn't it? Yeah. I was like a kid. I was like a kid in a. So we need the full thing here, Sleepwalker. I was like a kid in a candy store when I saw my favorite band. So excellent sentence. We just need the candy store bit. Candy, candy. Hi to you. Sorry, I can't read the name. Hey, tomorrow I have an IELTS exam. Break a leg, my friend. Very nice, Layla. So there's how this would commonly be used in a conversation. One person saying, I have an IELTS exam tomorrow. Break a leg, my friend. Lovely, Layla. I felt under the weather the whole week. Very nice. Okay, so we're talking about the past here. We're changing, we've got felt here and under the weather, so not feeling great. I can't stay several hours under the air conditioner. I feel under the weather. So yeah, you maybe feel weak and you start to get ill. I'm the same, Layla. When I stay too long under an air conditioner, I get headaches and I feel kind of ill in a way. So yeah, great sentence. Yes, candy store, Sleepwalker. After she rejected my proposal, I was under the weather. Now, Aditya, this kind of is good, but I think here under the weather's usually talking about some physical um, symptoms. So feeling sick or ill, not really so much about your mental state. So in this sentence, I probably wouldn't use under the weather for this. Yeah, because it's usually meaning tired or ill. So yeah, I would be careful here. Yeah, I don't think that works in that sentence there. Okay, some great sentences. So let's move on to our next round. We're going to have, oh, Layla's got one more coming in. I was like a kid in a candy store when I met one of my old friends 2 weeks ago. Very excited about it. Excellent. So we're going to have 4 more idioms coming. No, we've already done those ones. So our next group of idioms is on the mend, beat around the bush, sit on the fence, and miss the boat. So, again, just looking at these, you must think, I've got no idea what any of these mean. So let's look at the definitions. Actually, I'm laughing here. Layla's made a nice comment. With this bad connection, I think that will drive me up the wall. So I would just change this. This bad connection will drive me up the wall. I think that would be a better sentence. But yeah. And this is excellent, Layla, because this is showing how you can use these idioms to talk about your life. So just now you've got a bad connection, it's driving you up the wall. So this bad connection will drive me up the wall. Lovely. So let's go on to our next group. On the mend, beat around the bush, sit on the fence, and miss the boat. Our definitions are to avoid making a choice or a decision, to recover from an illness or injury, to let a chance pass you by, and to avoid talking about something. So four very, very different meanings for each of these four idioms. So, to avoid making a choice or decision, to recover from an illness or injury, to let a chance pass you by, to avoid talking about something. So, which of these do you think match up with these definitions? Remember, our choices are on the mend, beat around the bush, sit on the fence, miss the boat. So I'll give you a little bit of time to type your answers into the chat. Then we will look at some of those answers. Okay, so for number one, to avoid making a choice or decision, Layla is saying sit on the fence. Sleepwalker is saying sit on the fence. Carlos Cease is saying beat around the bush. Okay. So if we avoid making a decision here, we are sitting on the fence. So we're in the middle. We don't want to commit to either side. So we find it difficult to make that decision. We sit on the fence. So, for example, which do you prefer? Do you prefer Thai curry or Indian curry? Oh, they're both really good. I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm not going to make a decision. So there's how we could use that to avoid making a choice or decision, sit on the fence. Number two was to recover from an illness, and Sleepwalker's saying on the mend. Layla is saying on the mend. Aditya is saying on the mend. Tenisa is saying, please like this video. Thank you, Tenisa. Okay, good, guys. To recover from an illness is matching up with being on the mend. Lovely. Number three was to let a chance pass you by. And did we have Sleepwalker saying miss the boat? Layla is saying miss the boat. Aditya is saying miss the boat. Lavanya is saying, I'm not sure. Where's number three? Oh, you're saying this is on the mend. No, we have missed that one there. So to let a chance pass you by, Carlos Cis is saying miss the boat. Very good. So to let a chance, I think Mohammed as well came in and said miss the boat. Very good. So that leaves our last one, to avoid talking about something. And yeah, Lavanya had said beat around the bush. Layla beat around the bush. Aditya beat around the bush. Sleepwalker beat around the bush, but changed her spelling to beat around the bush. Very nice. And any other ones? No. So there we have it. To avoid talking about something, beat around the bush. So people come in and say, I've got something to speak to you about, but they don't actually tell you what they want to talk to you about. They start talking about other things. They are beating around the bush. They are not actually talking about the important issue. So again, we're going to do a quick quiz. We've got 4 sentences. Stop something and get to the point. If we don't buy shares now, we are going to something. I'm not sure who's going to win. I'm something on this one. Pedro was very sick last week, but he's something now. So remember as well, some of these we may have to change the verb if we are thinking it's past or present or whatever. So again, beat, sit, miss, all of those are using verbs. So if we are talking about the past, or we're using a different type of grammar, we may have to change them. On the mend, there's no verb in this. So here we don't have to worry about changing any of the words because there is no verb in this idiom. So those are our 4 sentences. Here are our 4 idioms. Just before we do this, Shaima had said I was like a kid in a candy store when I met my old friend who I haven't seen for many years. Very good. Okay, there was a few other ones here. This whole situation was driving me up the wall. Very good. Aditya, I am confident enough that this coming session I'm going to break a leg. Okay, very good. And then with this bad connection, I think that we had that one before. Okay. So for number 1, let us look at some of your answers. Let me see. So number 1, beat around the bush, sleepwalker. Layla is saying beat around the bush. Aditya is saying beating around the bush. Okay, very interesting. Aditya, excellent. So, number 1, we're using the continuous form. Stop beating around the bush and get to the point. Okay, so we're talking about something happening now. So, stop beating around the bush. We're thinking about it as happening at the moment and get to the point. Very well done there, Aditya. I think you were the only one that. So I think a lot of us got the idiom, but a lot of you forgot to change the verb. Beating. Stop beating around the bush. If we don't buy shares now. Oh, sorry, everyone. I didn't notice that. If we don't buy shares now. Okay. So if we don't buy shares now, we are going to. Now, let's see what answers we had. We are going to sit on the fence. We're going to sit on the fence. Lavanya is saying, I don't understand these idioms. Don't worry about it, Lavanya. Keep up with the lesson. Try to use some of the idioms in your own sentences and see if we can go. I will go back and look at the definitions again. Aditya said, miss the boat. And Aditya, again, you're correct. If we don't buy shares now, we are going to miss the boat. We are not going to have the opportunity. We're going to miss the chance to do something. So if we don't do it now, we are going to miss the boat. We are going to miss the chance. Sit on the fence here doesn't really work because it's not really showing us that we're not making a decision one way or the other. So this one is showing a result of what would happen. If we don't do this, this will happen. We will miss the chance to do something. So for number 3, Carlos Cease, also got that one as well. Number 3, I'm not sure who's going to win. I don't know who's going to win. Now we should be looking at the grammar here. I am something on this one. So let's have a look at your answers for number 3. Aditya is saying sitting on the fence. Sleepwalker is saying missing the boat. Layla is saying on the mend. And number 3, miss the boat, Shaima. And those four idioms are a little confusing. Now, Layla, I have the way I designed today's lesson, that as we go through, they are getting a little bit more difficult as we go. So this one, yeah, sitting on the fence. I'm not sure who's going to win. So when we look at the definition again, we avoid making a choice or a decision. We don't know what's going to happen, so I am sitting on the fence. Okay, I don't know, so I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to go one way or another. I am sitting on the fence. Um, the other one, to let the chance pass you by, was miss the boat. So if we miss the boat, we've lost the chance to do something. We've lost that chance. So maybe go back and have another look at some of the definitions if you're finding these ones difficult. So that left the last one. Pedro was very sick last week, but he's on the mend now. So on the mend, meaning to recover. So you were sick last week, but now you're on the mend, getting better. Okay. So yeah, I think Sleepwalker got that one, and Aditya got that one as well. So yeah, after an illness, we can use on the mend. So and we can also use it for an accident as well. Let's say you broke your arm. Oh, it was very painful, but I'm on the mend now. I am getting better. So if we think about these ones, on the mend meaning to recover after an illness or an injury. Beat around the bush means to talk, but not to get to the point of what you want to say. Sit on the fence is to be undecided and not making a decision one way or another. And miss the boat means to miss a chance to do something. So these ones are a little bit more difficult. So let's see if you can use some of these in some sentences, and let's see if we can use them correctly in some sentences. So I'll give you some time to write some sentences using these four idioms, and then we'll make any corrections if I think they are needed. So Layla was saying, especially sitting on the fence was one of the ones that causing confusion. So I suppose maybe just think about it when you are undecided and we don't know. So let's say there's a group of people and they are saying, are we going to go out for pizza tonight or are we going to have some barbecue? And you think, oh, I like pizza and I like barbecue. You could say, I'm sitting on the fence, meaning I'm not going to make a decision. Whichever decision you make, I will do. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm not going one way or the other. Sleepwalker, don't miss the boat to get this job. Yeah. So let's say this is a great example. Let's say the application for the job has to be done by tomorrow. And you're saying to your friend, don't miss the boat. This is a great chance to get this job. So this is a great example of how we could use don't miss the boat. So don't miss this chance. Sleepwalker is also saying, my friend was under the weather last month, but he is on the mend now. Excellent. We've got two of our idioms from today. So remember from earlier, under the weather meaning feeling unwell, and then on the mend meaning recovering, becoming better. So this is really, really nice. My friend was under the weather last month, but he is on the mend now. Excellent sentence there, Sleepwalker. I will let you choose which film to watch. I will be sitting on the fence. So yeah, I'm not making a decision here. I don't want to choose one or the other. You make the decision. I'm sitting on the fence. Great example, sleepwalker. Aditya's got 2 sentences. After a severe accident, Aditya is on the mend now. Okay. I would maybe change a severe accident to either his or her. I'm not sure if Aditya is a male or female name. Maybe you could tell me, Aditya. So after his severe accident or after her severe accident, Aditya is on the mend now. Really good sentence. Even after providing him with the blueprint, he is beating around the bush. So we don't need bushes, just beating around the bush. So take out the ES. But yeah, this is a great example. He is beating around the bush. He's not making a decision either way. So this is good. Yeah, just take out the ES here. I was sitting on the fence when they were deciding to order food. Yeah, just change the spelling of fence, F-E-N. But yeah, here is a good example. So I don't really know what to order. I'm sitting on the fence. You guys make the decision. Stop beating around the bush. Tell me why you have done it. Excellent sentence there. My sister is on the mend after 1 week of illness. Lovely sentence, Layla. So she is recovering after 1 week of illness. Lovely. On the mend. Aditya is saying, even after bribing the fence professor, he's sitting on the fence. So you've bribed the professor, but the professor's still not going to make a decision one way or the other. Very good. Please don't beat around the bush. Tell me what you want to say. Now, Layla, this is exactly how I hear this getting used in conversation all the time. I hear people using this. This sentence, these 2 sentences together are excellent. Please don't beat around the bush. Tell me what you want to say. Very good. You're welcome. And I was affected by COVID after I was on the mend. Yeah. So I would maybe change that to 2 sentences. I was affected by COVID after I was on the mend. Okay, so 1 month ago, she missed the boat to travel to the USA. So yeah, she missed the chance to go to the USA. Very good. And Zalik, I'm sitting on the fence whether to take Ielts or not. Excellent use of this here, Zalik. So we're undecided. I don't know, should I take it or maybe I don't take it? So I'm on the fence. I've not made a decision. Lovely sentence to finish that section, Zalik. Now, we're going to move on to our final group of 4 idioms for today's lesson. This time we have over the moon, call it a day, the last straw, and the best of both worlds. So again, just looking at these words, you're thinking, over the moon, what can that mean? Call it a day? So hopefully when you see the definitions, that could help us a little bit here. So our 4 definitions are to make a decision, to stop working or doing something. Number 2, to get 2 benefits at the same time. So 2 advantages, 2 good things happen at the same time. Number 3, to be extremely happy about something. And number 4, to run out of patience with something or someone. Okay. So 4 very different definitions, 4 very different idioms. Over the moon, call it a day, the last straw, the best of both worlds. So let's see if you can match the definitions to our idioms here. While I'm doing this, we've got some other comments. Guido is here saying, hello, I am from Argentina. Very nice to have you in the stream today, Guido. and nice to have someone from Argentina. Idithya is saying, I missed the boat for the audition as I got to know about it just now. Okay, so you missed the boat. Using it in the past tense, excellent here. I missed the boat. Let's see. Layla is saying number one is call it a day to make a decision to stop working or doing something. Okay. Sleepwalker is also saying call it a day to stop working or doing something. Do we have any other answers coming in just now? I don't think so. But yeah, both of you are correct with that one. So to make a decision to stop working or doing something, you call it a day. So let's say, oh, this stream's going on too long. I'm going to call it a day. So I'm going to stop doing it. Number two, to get two benefits at the same time. So two good things happening at the same time. Sleepwalker said the best of both worlds. Layla said the best of both worlds. And online class. Yes, it is. Miranda is saying number two would be over the moon to get two benefits at one time. Layla, in my language, we have the last straw literally from the same meaning. Layla, I think the last straw originates in the Middle East. And I will maybe explain where this comes from. But yeah, it originates from either North Africa or from the Middle East. So yeah, very interesting that that is the same in your language. Okay, so to get two benefits at the same time is the best of both worlds. So yeah, maybe the best of both worlds could be something simple like, well, I have a job and that job is playing football. So I love playing football and I'm getting paid, so it's the best of both worlds. Two benefits at the same time. So number three, to be extremely happy about something. Sleepwalker saying over the moon, and Layla is saying over the moon. Both of you are correct. Over the moon. And the last one, to run out of patience with someone, is the last straw. So those are our four ones here. Sleepwalker saying last drop. So that in Russia, they would say the last drop. And number three, yep, Aditya, number three was over the moon. But number four, oh, so not, sorry, number four should have been number three. Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, number four was number three, the last straw. So let us go on. And Carlos Cease is here saying over the moon for number three. Yeah, number three was over the moon. Sleepwalker, yes. Okay, last straw. So, yeah, the last straw. So I think there's another idiom called the straw that broke the camel's back. So if you think about tiny little pieces of straw and you put one piece of straw on a camel, it's not going to affect the camel. But if you've got lots of pieces of straw and then the very last one is the thing that causes the camel to fall down, the last straw. So yeah, that is where the last straw kind of originates from, the straw that broke the camel's back. So basically, when we have the last straw here, it's meaning to run out of patience with something or someone. Yeah, it's interesting. I think Sleepwalker mentioned this earlier, Layla, where she was asking about American idioms and has there ever been things that have come up, and I've not known them. That's the thing with these idioms. They've come from all around the world. They've been taken from other languages sometimes. So some of these idioms will be the same in other languages around about, and they will have the same origin. Yeah. Okay, so we'll quickly look at our quiz for this part. Again, we're using over the moon, call it a day, the last straw, the best of both worlds. And we've got our 4 sentences. We something at 10 o'clock last night. Now, remember, before we go on with these, remember anytime that you have a verb in the idiom, remember that verb can change. Now, here we don't. Oh, we've only got one verb here, so there's no verb in this one. Nothing here. Nothing here. So this is the only one that could possibly change. So let's go through them again. We something at 10 o'clock last night. I was something when I was offered the job. She works in the city and lives in the country, so she gets something. When he crashed his new car, that was something. So, I'll give you a little bit of time to try and write your answers. So we can just write the number and then which idiom matches up for each of the sentences. So yeah, let's write your answers for these 4 idioms. So, what do we have then? Sleepwalker is saying called it a day for number 1. Layla is also saying called it a day for number 1. And Lavanya is saying called it a day as well. Very good. Good that all of you spotted the change in the grammar tense. Last night is telling us we must be using the past tense, a simple past tense of the verb. So we called it a day. So that makes the other ones easier because the other ones we don't need to change anything. So for number 2, I was something when I was offered the job. So Sleepwalker is saying over the moon. Layla is saying over the moon. Yeah, both of you got that one as well. Okay. I was very happy when I was offered the job. I was over the moon when I was offered the job. And number 3, she works in the city and lives in the country. So she gets, what does she get here? And Lavanya and Carla Cease came back in with over the moon. Well done here. And Aditya is saying you've got a bad internet connection. Don't worry about it. We can just catch up when you come back in, Aditya. So, sorry, let's go back to number 3. She works in the city and lives in the country. So she gets. And Sleepwalker is saying the best of both worlds. Layla, the best of both worlds. And I don't think we've got any more answers coming in, but yeah. So basically here, what this is saying is she gets all of the benefits of working in the city, like a good job and probably good money, but she also gets the benefits of living in the country, quietness, fresh air, and these things. So she gets the best of both worlds, the good things about the city and the good things about the country. And our final one here, when he crashed his new car, that was, Layla is saying that was the last straw. Sleepwalker is saying that was the last straw. Aditya is saying that was the last straw. And Lavanya also the last straw. Very, very nice. So again, we can see we called it a day means we stopped doing something. I was over the moon. I was very, very happy. She gets the best of both worlds. She gets advantages from two things or benefits from two things. And that was the last straw. I have no more patience with you. My patience has run out. So, those are our four final idioms. Let's see if you can make some sentences from these idioms. Um, Earlier, Aditya put one up here, which I thought was really good. Aditya said, the couple were over the moon after knowing about their child's birth. Okay, the couple were over the moon. They were very happy. Okay, just need to change this, knowing about their child's birth. But yeah, perfect use of the idiom in your sentence there, Aditya. Excellent. Latifa is saying the straw that broke the camel's back. Yep. So that final straw that was put on the camel finally collapses. Yeah. So that's another idiom there. I'm over the moon when I hear my favorite song. Very good. I'm sleepwalker, so I'm very, very happy. I decided to call it a day before it was getting late. I would just change it was getting to it got late. So I decided to call it a day before it got late. So rather than was getting, just put in got here. So I have 3 pieces of homework. I will call them a day. Now, with this, we're never going to change this part of the idiom here. So I will call it a day. So here I have 3 pieces of homework. When I am finished, I will call it a day. Maybe that would work for this one, Layla. When I am finished, I will call it a day. I will call it a day. I was walking and listening to English lessons, so I got the best of both worlds. Okay, so I would just put in on English lesson. I was walking and listening to an English lesson, so I got the best of both worlds. Perfect use of the idiom there, sleepwalker. We're getting 2 benefits, walking and listening to the English lessons. Excellent. You spelled my name perfectly. I am on the moon. So rather than on the moon, Latifa, I am over the moon. I am over the moon. So just change on to over, and you've got a perfect sentence there. Excellent, Latifa. Aditya, even after getting subsidized food, the people went last straw and got into a quarrel. Now, this doesn't work in this sentence here, Aditya. Yeah. So remember, the last straw is when you lose patience. So maybe you could say it was the last straw when people got into a quarrel over food. That would work. So I lost my patience when the people got into a quarrel about the food. So it's about losing your patience. So yeah, we would change that around. It was the last straw when people got into a quarrel about food. It was the last straw, and I said everything that I thought about that person. Very good. I would just change what to that. So they've annoyed you so much, you've got no more patience, and you just tell them, yeah. So it was the last straw, and I said everything that I thought about that person. Good. Zalik, very long one here. Last time when I failed to smash the desired score, I genuinely thought it was the last straw for me, but a little bit later, it turned out that it is not the end of the world to reattempt. Okay. Um, Excellent. You thought it was the last straw. You thought that was it. No more for you. Also, great use of it. It's not the end of the world. That's a really nice expression as well, Zalik. Two on English lesson. Um, no, I think to an English lesson. A-N, to an English lesson. So we just need the article before that, sleepwalker. When I am finished, I will call it a day. Perfect, Layla. I am. So this one here, I'll type this one in the. You've actually got the idiom a little bit wrong here. So the actual idiom is on cloud nine. So I've typed it in the comments here. So you would say here, Rajdeep, I am on cloud nine when I listen to my favorite song. I am on cloud nine. So that's a different idiom, but again, it means to be very, very happy or have a very good feeling. Layla, I am over the moon when I knew James is going to do a live stream. So this is excellent, Layla, except one thing. I was past here. So I was over the moon when I knew that James is going to do a live stream today. But perfect use of that. Lavanya, I have one bike, but my husband provides me with the best of both worlds. Okay, so one bike. So remember, Lavanya, you have to have kind of two advantages from one kind of thing here. So I'm not really sure where the two advantages are coming from. Bike and husband. So the two things really have to be kind of linked together. So it's like one thing that gives you two advantages. So maybe in this case, I like cycling and so does my husband. So we have the best of both worlds. So you can exercise and spend time together. So there's two advantages from doing one thing. That might work better. That I thought, yeah, an English lesson. Yes, Sleepwalker. And it will be the last straw if the Wi-Fi keeps the same bad connection. Layla, I'm loving how you're using these to talk about now, which is great. That's how we should be using idioms. We just put the article in here, the last straw. It was the last straw. I had left the place after watching all of this. It was the last straw. Yeah, I would put a full stop here. It was the last straw. Full stop. I left the place after watching all this. I'm over the moon to learn new idioms. Excellent sentence again, Sleepwalker. Really nice. I'm over the moon. I would change this to with James's session today. Thank you very much, Aditya. Very kind of you. I got the best of both worlds by joining Robin's WhatsApp group. So yeah, I don't know what were the two benefits there, Layla. So you could learn English and maybe you could do that easily on your phone. So that might be the best of both worlds. Yep, good. How about calling it a day? Yes, I will be calling it a day in around 5 minutes, Aditya. That will be happening soon. Yeah, that's much better there. Okay, James, I am confused. Yeah, so again, Lavanya, some of them can be a little bit confusing. So let's go back to your. So here I have one bike. So you've got one bike, but my husband provides me with the best of both worlds. So these two things are separate. So to have the best of both worlds, it has to be kind of maybe one thing that's got two separate advantages. Let's see if we've got another example that I could use for this. Um, we had one earlier. Oh, I can't find it now. But yeah, it has to be kind of two things that run at the same kind of time that give you two sorts of benefits. So again, working in the city, living in the country, best of both worlds. Two two benefits from one kind of action. Um, let's see. Attending Mr. James has helped me the best of both worlds. So again, this could be you have a good time and you learn. It's the best of both worlds. Yeah. And Layla, so you made a lot of great friendships alongside learning English. Excellent. So you got the best of both worlds, did one thing, two big benefits. Lovely. Carlos Cis, my sister was over the moon about passing the exam. Perfect sentence, Carlos Cis. Okay, let's quickly do a vocabulary summary. We had 16 idioms today. Out of the blue, in the red, day and night, run in the family. We had like a kid in a candy store, under the weather, break a leg, drive me up the wall. We had on the men, beat around the bush, sit on the fence and miss the boat. And we had over the moon, call it a day, the last straw, and the best of both worlds. So, our homework today is I would like you to choose one of the idioms from today's lesson. Maybe something that runs in the family, something that happened out of the blue, or it could be you've been working day and night, or a time where you got the best of both worlds. It could be any of these idioms today. And you can write as much or as little as you wish. If you only wish to write 2 or 3 sentences, that's fine. If you want to write 5 or 6 sentences, that is fine as well. You can write your answers to these questions in the comment section of this video. I will check those answers and give you some feedback on those. Also, if you would like further practice using today's vocabulary, visit the Ielts Insider website and take the quiz. The link is in the video description. While you're down there, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. You can leave a comment on this video to let me know your score. So there's a little bit extra practice on the idioms that we have used today. So, let's just see. We're going to wrap up just before we do this. We got a lot of idioms. Yes, Sleepwalker. Aditya is saying, wow, thank you very much. What about using kill 2 birds with 1 stone? I think it's a little similar to best of both worlds. It is quite similar, but killing 2 birds with 1 stone is you do one action and that action has 2 results. So it's kind of a little bit different in use there, but it is very similar in the way that it's about 2 things happening with only maybe doing one. So it's got a similar meaning, but a slightly different meaning, Layla. But yeah, that's another good idiom. Kill 2 birds with the 1 stone. You are very welcome, Sleepwalker. We didn't miss the boat to learn something new. Excellent. And it's nice to see you using that language here. Thanks a million. Thanks for your practical, fruitful, informative class. Oh, lovely language used there, Layla. Well, thank you to all of you for joining me today. I hope you did find this lesson useful. So we're going to wrap things up just now, and I'll hopefully see you all soon in another live stream. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Goodbye for now.